Welcome back to Pavilion. It's Eddie here. And yes, we're back after another nerve-wracking 90 minutes at the Emirates Stadium. And I was at the Emirates Stadium for Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. A frustrating result, but one that demands context. And today we're digging into all of that. The lineup changes, Gary Neville's questionable commentary, the media one-sided, ever twisting Arsenal narrative, and of course, looking ahead to that massive showdown at the Bernabéu. Because when the stakes are high, the passion has got to match it. Let's break it down. Okay, let's start with the match. Arsenal made 5 changes to the squad. Out went Saka, out went Odegaard, Marino, Miles Lewis Kelly, and also Uran Timber. And in came Jorginho, Trossard, Zinchenko, Tierney, and also Waneri that came into the squad. Things were a little bit flat. Sitting at the Emirates watching the game, you felt in the first half it was all Arsenal, but Brentford were compact, they were composed, and yes, they made life miserable for Arsenal. And the thing is, Arsenal had chances. Yes, they did. The Tierney goal that was disallowed, the chance that Saka had when he came into the game, when the keeper kind of missed it and he should have shot it but didn't. The bottom line is Arsenal did not hold on to the lead. Brentford do what they always do when they go to Arsenal, spoil the party, and they came and scored a goal with Wisa, made it 1-1. I mean, the mood at the Emirates Stadium wasn't one of a lot of annoyance. Okay, as an Arsenal fan, you're frustrated, about not getting the result. But I think there's a lot of context to be said about this particular game. And the context is rotating the players. Is it a good decision? I think time will tell that out. But the context is firmly about Real Madrid, firmly about the Champions League. And hey, I think Arteta is playing the long game. 2 points dropped again. I get it, but listen, I do remember the feeling Bayern 2017. We look flat, we look burned out. This cannot happen again. I think the squad is smarter. I think Mikel Arteta is learning. And listen, this is a very young squad with a young manager. And I think it's very, very unrealistic to think that Arsenal can challenge and keep sustaining on both fronts. Now, I don't hear anybody talk about Liverpool that have only got the league title to focus on. They got dumped out of the Champions League, dumped out of the FA Cup by Plymouth, and also did not win the League Cup. Now, people will say, oh, they got to the final, but they didn't win it, right? At the end of the day, if Arsenal win the Champions League, Liverpool only win one trophy as well. And let's put all the context, into the Premier League, because I think that's really, really important. And as well as it looks like where Liverpool is going to be, the title was never in doubt, I think, maybe in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's a bit of hypocrisy when people start to twist the narrative. And I'm going to go on to one of them right now in a second, because the Gary Neville commentary after that game, it's just punditry circus. Yes, Gary Neville, he's the man that tipped Arsenal to win the league at the start of the season, decided after the match to declare that Arsenal have taken a step backwards. Really, Gary? Honestly, it beggars belief the way that the narrative is always twisted, ever so one-sided, refusing to give Arsenal any credit for what has Mikel Arteta has had to deal with this season. The double standard screams hypocrisy so loud. When City draw is squad management, when Liverpool stumble, it's fatigue. They're going to get back on it. But when Arsenal do it, oh, it's collapse. It's the same tired, mixed narrative when it comes to Arsenal. Arsenal can never just be growing. It's either we are collapsing or we are overachieving. There is no in between. But the truth is simpler. Arsenal, we are evolving. This squad has taken a battering with injuries, dodgy decisions, insane fixture congestion, and yet we're still in it. I saw someone on Twitter say that Arsenal are bottling again. Mate, how can we be bottling it? We're in the quarterfinal with a 3-goal lead. I think that's not bottling. For me, I think that's building. You decide. Um, Listen, I think that Gary Neville's analysis, I think he's protecting his own ego. I want to know what you guys think. I think it's so there is almost an intense focus on wanting to control the narrative. And every so often, Gary Neville will come up with something that would then get everyone talking and talking and talking about it. And in this case, absolutely quite wrong. Last week, he was talking about the game being robotic and all of that. Football's gone boring. Why? Because your team's not contending, because Manchester United are not fighting for the honors. All of a sudden, football is now so boring. Does anyone want to tell him about some of the classic games that have happened this season, right? That actually shows how great the league is. Bournemouth, the games that they've had, taking on Liverpool, taking on Man City, Aston Villa, there's been lots of very, very great games this season. Maybe even Spurs when they went to Man City. And they also had, I think it was a 5-goal lead or something like that. I can't remember the scores, right? They have been interesting games. So don't let the media narrative you try and twist the story because they want to control the narrative. I just think that it's lazy. If you're talking about Arsenal without putting into context everything that we've had to deal with, I think that's just lazy. And let's not forget what this season has thrown at Arsenal. Starting off with Merino being injured, then you had Calafiori, then there was Saka, there was Odegaard, then there was Zinchenko. Then there was White who got injured. Then you had Saka got injured. Then Jesus. Then Havertz. Tomiyasu has hardly seen the pitch. Now I'm not reeling out all of these names just because they're excuses, but I think context is important. Despite all of that, Arsenal is still top three. Now, you tell me a team right now in the Premier League that have had that many injuries and are top three in the Premier League and also in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Still in Europe, still competing. I just think it's just absolutely ridiculous. And go and check Arsenal's defensive records. It's not like as if we're scoring, letting in goals one every other game. Like we probably have the best defense right now in the Premier League, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to check that. But I think that's really, really important. Now, enough with that. Let's look ahead at Madrid, Champions League, the Bernabéu. Arsenal go into this with a 3-goal lead. Unbelievable, yes, but very real. And make no mistake about it, this stadium, Arteta rested players for that reason because the Bernabeu demands a lot from teams. It demands focus, it demands ruthlessness, it demands energy. So you need everyone to be 120% into this game. I was just checking, Real Madrid play Alaves and Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe just got sent off for what could only be described as an absolutely horrible tackle on Alaves player. Listen, I remember the last time that we went against a Spanish giant, talking about Barcelona. It wasn't pretty. It's This is the new Arsenal for me. And I think that the team can do it. We've got to take our chances. This is a moment, right? A win at the Bernabeu, and we're into the semi-finals of the Champions League. That's not regression, guys. That's resistance. That's ascension. I see a lot of growth that Arsenal were taking. And yeah, maybe they couldn't win the league this season when Man City fell off. But I think that you have to put all that into context in terms of what has happened this season. And maybe this was an opportunity for Arsenal to learn more about themselves. And there is no doubt we're going to be stronger. But all eyes have to be on Wednesday at the Bernabeu. It's time for the players to make history. Arsenal haven't won a Champions League trophy in God knows forever. I don't even think there's won anything to that level. We keep talking about the Cup Winners' Cup and stuff like that. That was a long time ago. I don't even remember that. But I think as much as it is frustrating to drop points, and the media will twist it, but here on Gooner Pavilion, we like to look at the full picture. And the full picture says that Arsenal are one tie ahead of being in the Champions League semi-final. And then it's anybody's game, right? And I think that's progression. If we finish second this season and we get to the semi-final of the Champions League, that's one step more than we could do last season. And I think once you get into the semi-final of the Champions League, anything can happen. Really, anything can happen. So, guys, listen, if you believe in the squad, believe in the what the manager is doing, let's just get ready for Wednesday because it's gonna be an absolutely amazing game. We could make history as Arsenal Football Club. Drop your comments and your thoughts below. Was Mikel Arteta right in taking this approach about the Brentford game? Are you backing the team against Real Madrid in Madrid? This isn't regression, guys. It's resistance. Come on, you Gunners, and see you at the Bernabéu.